What's up, YouTube? Today we're talking all things electric vehicles. We ordered a Cybertruck. Super exciting news until we found out we won't get it until 2022. Today we're going to talk about the specs of the Cybertruck we ordered and a couple of the electric vehicles I've experienced and future goals for electric vehicles within my family. I've driven a few electric vehicles over the years and I highly recommend it. It's very different. It's just there's a tremendous surge of power at the beginning. It does everything that I've driven seems to feel flat, or it dies off at the top, like the power's just gone. But the overall experience of electric vehicles, at least in the city, is very exhilarating. So I was pretty excited when we decided we were going to order a Cybertruck. Went through, we spec'd it out. It's a sweet build. So I've got the spec sheet. It's not the fastest one, but it's dual motor, 300 plus mile range, 4.5 seconds 0 to 60, and I want to say it was like a 5,000 or something pound vehicle. It's not on here. It's just absurd, the torque created by electric vehicles. And on top of the 0 to 60 being fast, it's got a 10,000 pound towing capacity. It's a crazy amount of torque. So we decided that we've been looking at like Model 3s and started kind of considering the Model Y when that came out. But I don't know, I don't hate it. The Model 3 I think is sweet. When I was out in California on my last trip to LA, I rented a Model 3 off Turo. It was the first Tesla I drove, I believe, and it was good. It was very good. The amount of engine braking was just right for a sports vehicle. There's two settings on regenerative braking, and there's two settings on throttle mapping. And if you put both of them in the sportier settings where the throttle hits instantly and then the engine braking brakes hard, it feels just like a high strung sports car. It falls on its face above, maybe 100, but it felt strong, very strong early on in the power curve. The engine braking was also cool. They're heavy, don't get me wrong, but it's still a cool car. And it was so much fun to drive. I mean, just that instant torque, it gets you every time. I mean, just big smile on my face the whole time I was driving it. It's definitely something that if you haven't experienced as a car enthusiast, you should definitely go find a way to check it out. I mean, you can rent them on Turo, or you could even just go to the Tesla dealership and be like, hey, I would like to experience ludicrous mode. Most of the younger guys at the dealership love giving rides, so maybe they'll do that. Or you could, if you're financially in a position, just ask them for a test drive. Electric vehicles are the way of the future, and they're good fun. They're heavy, but... So another electric vehicle I tried out was Zero Motorcycles. So the Zero Motorcycles bike that I rode was the FXS, and that's like it looks like a supermoto dirt bike, and it was great. I mean, it was a unique riding experience, riding around with no sound, no heat. It was just torque, and it went. And Zero Motorcycles actually does a really cool thing. So I don't know, like, if you have a local motorcycle shop around and you happen to have your motorcycle license, like your actual endorsement on your driver's license, they'll let anybody test ride one. They're just trying to spread awareness about the brand, so they have this, like, anybody can come test ride them policy. And it's pretty cool. It's definitely something that's worth going and checking out there, too. The FXS was great. It had a ton of torque. It was cool being able to ride around the city in that quiet environment. And the bike I rode, unfortunately, had basically brand new tires, so they weren't scrubbed in, but it would immediately spin the tire. It had plenty of power. The only downfall to it is it, just like every other electric vehicle, doesn't have much top end. I don't remember what the gentleman at the dealership told me the top speed was, but it wasn't that fast, and it definitely tanked after maybe 60. It's funny, people try and compare this bike to like a 600cc sport bike. It's not the same at all. It's got power, maybe even comparable power, up to about like 40, but I guarantee after 40, something like an R6 would walk on it. But it was a really, really fun ride, and in a city's, a situation where you're cruising the city or something that you don't need more than 100 or so miles range, it would be a great commuter. Super, super cheap to commute, zero maintenance or very, very low maintenance, and in general, cool toy. It would be cool. Another, future electric vehicle that we'd like to see around here is the Taycan, the Porsche Taycan. I think I'm saying that right. That one is so the Porsche Taycan, the 4S, the base model essentially, starting at about 103,000, but it does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. It has like 520 horsepower and tremendous torque, all the torque you need. Plus it's got that beautiful Porsche profile. So like that would be a perfect future vehicle for, just the family in general. We'd really like to see more electric vehicles getting out there. And when we decided to order the Cybertruck, it was an exciting moment. And then unfortunately we found out that the dual motor and the tri-motor models, and we wanted the dual motor model because we wanted all-wheel drive. So the dual motor and tri-motor models won't start shipping until 2022. So we ordered it, put the measly $100 down that you were required to secure a spot, and then found out we won't get it until 2022. Sad. But we ordered it. It's spec'd. It's ready to go. Once they start production, we're in the queue for one, which is exciting. So hopefully over the next few years, maybe I can end up with a zero motorcycle prior, but some electric vehicles added to the channel. Start doing some modification and tuning in the electric vehicle world. It'd be an interesting change of pace. If you're interested in more electric vehicle content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.